Mr. Nazari, good evening.
Good evening. It is great to be on your program.
Thank you very much for joining here because I know how much you are busy and your tight schedule, and today you are with us. Thank you very much. Mr. Nazari, let me ask you some questions. We're very worried about that, and that's why we have to know your opinion concerning this matter. Because you are in Afghanistan, you know all the situation, what's going on in Afghanistan. It's for us very important to know everything from inside, a little bit about the current situation in your country. What's going on now?
Um, of course, the current situation has been deteriorating since August 15th, 2021, when the Republic collapsed and unfortunately a terrorist group came and took power and invited 20 other terrorist groups to coalesce in Afghanistan. Unfortunately, um, in whatever way we try to see and analyze the situation, it is bleak. We are suffering a multifaceted crisis. Well, we have a plethora of crises that we are facing: political, security, economic, humanitarian crises that is causing suffering for the people of Afghanistan, that is creating instability and threats for the neighboring countries and regional countries, especially when it comes to international and regional terrorism. And as a whole, the Taliban terrorist organization in power is causing concerns on the global stage as well. It is a threat to global security. So, unfortunately, I wish I had a more positive picture to paint today, but unfortunately, the situation is at its bleakest, and we are doing our best to save our country and to liberate our country from these terrorists.
Mhm. How is the security in Afghanistan now?
Unfortunately, there is no security. There is no law and order. There is no security. There is no functioning institutions. There is no national police, no army, nothing. There is no constitution. So it's a country divided between different terrorist groups or different factions of the Taliban terrorist organization. Each one rules their fiefdom based on their own rules, and there's inconsistencies on how they manage the affairs of the society. And unfortunately, as you may have seen in the reports that are coming out, whether it's the United Nations Security Council report and other reports like the Amnesty International, they're oppressing people, they're committing atrocities, they're committing war crimes and crimes against humanity. Unfortunately, Afghanistan today is facing a gender and ethnic apartheid, as you may have seen it in the UN Security Council report, or what the head of UNAMA said last week in the United Nations, that basically only one ethnic group and one gender is monopolizing power. And so basically, in whatever way we see it, there is no security in Afghanistan.
Okay. The next question is, how do people generally view Taliban rule? Have all promises given to the people been fulfilled by the authorities?
No, there is a large gap between the people of Afghanistan and the Taliban terrorist organization.
Mhm.
The Taliban do not derive their legitimacy from the people, and the people do not support them. This is why the Taliban fear the people. This is why the Taliban terrorists are oppressing Afghanistan's people. If they had the backing of the people, let me just give you a few examples.
Mhm.
Since August 2021, has there been a major rally or demonstration in support of the Taliban, any of the cities or in any of the provinces? We haven't seen such a thing. Why isn't the Taliban acquiescing to our demand for a referendum and for elections, so the people can determine what form of government they want to be ruled under, whether it's a democracy or even at the end of the day, a monarchy or emirate, whatever we want to call it. Let the people choose. If the Taliban had the backing and the support of the people, and if they knew the people would support their agenda of monopolizing power, they would have already had a referendum, and they would have shown legitimacy amongst the people. But they were unable to do that, and they know that they don't have support amongst Afghanistan's people, and so the people in Afghanistan are waiting for liberation. This is why, for the past 2 years, our operations have increased. Our presence in Afghanistan has increased. The people invite us. Wherever we go, wherever we expand to, it's the people inviting us and who support us and assist us. If we didn't have the support and assistance of the people, we wouldn't have expanded within the last 2 years.
And what is the action of Ahmad Massoud in this situation?
Well, of course, Mr. Ahmad Massoud, the leader of the National Resistance Front of Afghanistan, for the past 2 years has been pursuing an armed resistance to liberate Afghanistan and to defend its people, has been pursuing political resistance on the regional and international stage, and has been encouraging civil resistance as well. He is committed to Afghanistan's liberation, Afghanistan's independence. He is committed to freedom and establishing justice, and he is going to continue his efforts until he achieves his vision for Afghanistan.
And the last question, please. How do you see the nearest future of Afghanistan? Just your opinion.
Well, of course, we see dark days ahead of us, unfortunately. Yet, we see positivity, we see liberation, we see freedom on the horizons. We are optimistic, we are positive that we will be able to liberate Afghanistan and its people and to establish a decentralized, democratic, pluralistic republic where every single citizen will enjoy equal rights, regardless of their gender, ethnicity, sect, and religious views. And this is something that we're positive about, and we see such a light from the horizons.
Mr. Nazari, thanks so much. I really
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Okay, have a